Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Kind of late to starting this stream. I decided to at least make myself a sandwich to eat since I do want to stream up until after the town hall ends, since there's supposed to be a town hall an hour after the competition ends. Just like last month, since they said they're doing one each month, which is cool. So that's the plan. We're going to listen to the town hall, talk about next week's competition, which the details were just announced like an hour ago. I seen some people saying like, did the competition get cancelled? Why is there no details? Not exactly sure. We can speculate, right? Deanie says, hey Dub and everyone, happy Friday. Hello Deanie, and hopefully everybody can hear me. I haven't messed with the settings or anything. Seems like we're good, right? Good. Oaken Shield, good morning. Jukeseed, hello. Dave, hello. Rachel, hi. Hey Rachel, hey Mary and G, good morning to you. Wilson, hi, nice to see you here. Nice to see you here, everybody. Spartans as well, good morning, Dub. Jewelry sets top 10 for you. I actually do have a lot of jewelry NFTs. I feel better about the jewelry competitions than I do about the windmill related ones, like I've said multiple times. Jeff, Sailor, happy Friday, hello. Yeah, sounds great, awesome. Now usually my chats come up on this other screen and I'm not getting any. So hopefully that fixes itself with the, okay, there we go. It just took a while. Girl Gamer says, Merry Friday, everyone. Martin, hello. So we're at the last 10 minutes of the 4G Speaks It competition. I am doing the close to 260 per hour. I did just fast forward this like 2 hours ago, so maybe that's why it's not showing 260. You can see the peaks of bases at 260 though. So it should be 260 for G speaks per hour. The best possible rate that I could have done with this. I lost hope on top 10 like within the first, I mean, yeah, like the first 2 hours of the competition. Just because I realized that it was yeah, everybody in top 10 has bright winds, really, or salt stations and easy does. All the NFTs I don't have for this, and they're at a massive advantage for sure, despite everything else that I do have, which they have too. So I ended at 13th. My guess was that I was gonna end 11th place, and that would have been best case scenario. I'm probably better off ending in 13th place than 11th place, anyways. It's actually not that far ahead. I mean, not that far off. I'm not sure how much Portuguese pieces I would have needed to make to get 11th place, but you can see the difference between stars isn't that high. But I'm not gonna bother doing the math. I don't know if somebody else wants to do it, like 50 mil difference. But look at top 10. Oh my gosh, the difference in the rates. Just me and like Blow Master over here did double what I did, more than double. That means he was doing at least 500 4G speaks per hour. Insane. I can't even comprehend how. Yeah, jewelry is coming. The next competition is jewelry sets, which we haven't done in like over a year, I believe. I did do a build showcase for it. I was just gonna look at that too. Let's go ahead and talk about the announcement that they put. I only really saw that it was jewelry set. Now, I did see that the next competition was an NFT reward, but yeah, let me go ahead and bring that up and we can talk about it. But how did everybody do on this 4G Speaks It competition? Did it go to plan? Anybody use my build showcase? Because it sounded like a couple people did. Usually some people use it, right? Some. Seems to help them out. Bayes, hello. Says hi to everyone. Cool. Alright, so Kate provided us with the announcement this time. Pretty much the same structure though. Jewelry sets for next week. Cash boosts, let's see, I haven't looked at this. Okay, yeah, bracelet. This is not that much though. Chandelier earrings. Yeah, I know at least one person that likes doing chandelier earrings. Golden heart necklace. That's really not that. These aren't really big cash boosts though. Yeah, they're not really like anything significant. All right, and the jewelry sets is star boosted to 100,000 stars. All right, well there you go. The cash boosts are pretty bad, to be honest. So like these aren't gonna help. Like it's a jewelry meta. I would expect them to cash boost silver or gold. These high tier items are difficult to make. I know technically chandelier earrings is possible with NFTs, obviously, but like people aren't gonna care much for these cash boosts. I don't even care for them. We're gonna get a forest biome, mountain on the north. Is that right? Yeah, river on the west. Okay. I'm comparing this and the last build showcase that I did for jewelry set. The biome is a little different. But the oil seep is in the same location, so that's cool. The biome itself is different though. Oh, they're not giving us any passive sandy to make silica, and you absolutely will need to make some silica, right? No. Maybe, I actually don't remember. I'm over here looking at my my build showcase for the jewelry sets. Grandma, hello. Really, September of 2023? Yeah, you're right, actually. I thought it was a year ago. It's about a year and a half ago, actually. Damn. Tony says, totally guilty of using your showcase. I was in the 400s, but today I'll be in the 900s. Rip the dream. That's always how it goes with fast forward in the last couple of hours. Yeah, and everybody has about the same rates from the build showcase that I share. Martin says I did bad big mistake with milk and rate 15 per hour. You did tell me about that with the whole change up. I mean, that's the risky thing about experimenting during the competition, so I get that. Jeff says, I'm happy I use your showcase as an outline, but use wheat sand and mazes. Yeah, I hear some people do that too. The mazes are very helpful for the salty, assuming you have the third haunted maze. I don't know if you do. 33 an hour, 271st place. It sounds like you have the full set of mazes if you got that much, so that's great. Nice to hear that. Linda says, I did use your build. I'm up to 28 per hours, but I used some NFT. Just bought the 10 skins, right? 10 skins are great. But I did sell 10 pixel like 5 minutes ago and the leaderboard did not change, so I'm at 424 now. Okay. Yeah, Martin, oil seep plus water, dirty on ore. It's, yeah, you got a point. The positioning of the river is not better than the previous competition's biome. I'll show you in the bit because I have it over here. I'm just not showing it yet. They are also going to come out with the Green Foundry NFC, which was leaked a few days ago. It's a foundry that does not cast dirty. I don't know if it casts shade. I don't think it even says it here, but it for sure doesn't. Oh, one shade less. Okay, it does say it here. So it still casts shade. It just casts one shade less. So I think it's 2 shade instead of 3. And no dirty. I assume the craft time is the same. And probably the movement speed boost because it doesn't specify that. The wages are a little lower, but like that doesn't really matter. The wages on foundries are high, but like No, it is a foundry. Foundries are kind of a pain in the ass to build, right? But so are like fabric plants. But I mean, I don't really expect people to buy this NFT just because you don't have to build one foundry. And usually you need more than one foundry anyways. So the nice thing about this one is that it doesn't require silica for the crafts. That's cool, but like you're still gonna need multiple foundries, so it's not gonna make that big of a difference unless you buy a bunch of these. In my opinion, it's not that great of an NFT. And then I have passive salty because I have the silica sand, right? But not many people are in my situation, I get that. So I really see no need for this. And the craft time reduction to the forges next to it, the regular foundry does that too. I believe the same percentage. I'm gonna double check that later. It's either 10% or 15%, but I think it's still the same 15% craft time reduction to the forges next to it. And I assume no road, just like the regular foundry. $180 is more expensive than I thought it would be. But yeah, that's the price, 180 bucks. I believe it goes on sale today. Yeah, May 16th. Yeah, that would be pretty much when the town hall starts, supposedly. And yeah, that's it for the announcement. Let's wait a minute here for the competition to end. Might as well. I still got to do my daily challenge after this. Hopefully I don't forget. I actually did forget on Wednesday. Martin says, no, I did practice in weekend. It seemed good, but in competition, oh no. Oh, okay. But seemed before in practice and in competition not the same. Should be the same, but yeah. Damn. I mean, some people drop places really too much, it seems like. Got about half a minute here. I saw some people wondering why Duck Sunny didn't make the announcement. I don't know. Maybe he's maybe he is on vacation. I have no idea. And there we go. Competition ended. Let me just check Discord. What happened, Citizen? Did he get in trouble again? I think Citizen got in trouble again. Probably on accident. No, I just say that because sometimes on the Gala Discord, it's so stupid that this happens, right? You post a GIF, I mean, well, you post a GIF and sometimes it'll just automatically time you out for an hour because it thinks you're posting some kind of scam link or something, from my understanding. That's how the Gala staff explained it. Yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, sometimes you just get muted for an hour. Double check right here. Juxie says, I thought starting 30 minutes late would cost me a spot in the top 225, but it's still a close race here in the top 225. So you made it. You still made it, even with the 30-minute late start. I really don't expect them to talk about like new stuff in the town hall. We'll see, I guess. It's always a surprise, but in terms of new stuff, low expectations. But hopefully they do provide some updates. Congrats, Spartans, on top 25 here. Awesome. Planet Bob usually does better. But I'm sure he's still happy to have top 25. Man, I keep getting spam calls, like, all the time. Lately, at least. It's odd. Alright, well, it's not gonna load up all of these. Let me go on to Daily Challenge. Might as well knock that out. Ooh, sweet. Whoa, close one. Really, Grandma, 98th, very nice. Yeah, I seen Drew post that he was exactly 50th place and Camrar was 49th. That's close. It's not showing up. Let's see. Alright, so I'm going to show you... Oh, I just loaded up. I'm going to show you the build showcase I made for Jewelry Set. This was a year and a half ago, apparently. There we go. A year and a half ago, Jewelry Set build showcase. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they've changed stuff from here. I hope not. Not that I can remember. This one's making 15 jewelry set per hour. No NFTs required. No nuclear power required on this one too. So the biome is very similar to what we're getting, but here are the differences. Instead of the river being on the south, it's going to be on the west next week, which is inconvenient because you really can't do the same gas setup as you have here. The oil seat position, it's really bad. Yeah, it actually is really bad. So you could probably use this design, but you would have to ignore most of the river, which sucks. Really, the panner sites, they don't require a lot of water, so like you could use a few ponds and like use the same design as is right here, sure. But if you actually want to properly use the river, you have to change this design up, and you might not even be able to rely on the oil seep. That's the problem, because the oil seep is just so close to the river, to where the river is going to be next week. Yeah, that is gonna be pretty annoying, actually. I don't really see it as saving space. You either waste space setting up the gas setup here, or you waste space doing the oil pumps because the oil seep's not in a good location. That'll be an interesting thought. And Herbs, hello. Martin says in daily I had to restart a few times, seeing with placing NFT just gone. I like it lagged out. Yeah. So NFT money comes in, they're happy. Oh gosh. I did have foundries on this one. Now, do we need sterling silver? I'm trying to remember. Let me see right here. Can't I remember exactly everything on the jewelry set? I know it was pretty difficult to make though. So the wooden box, that's expected. 1 bracelet, 2 chandelier earrings, 1 golden heart. And I don't think it's been changed since then. So maybe we don't need maybe we don't need sterling silver? DeFi, hello. No, we do. They changed the recipe on lobster class. I'm pretty sure that's what got changed. Yeah, because bracelet and the other ones I believe require lobster clasp. And lobster clasp now requires sterling silver jumper. Yeah. Yes to sterling. Yeah, so back then we didn't need sterling silver for the lobster clasp, but they eventually changed it to where you did need it. So it pretty much forced you to have foundries and require silica, I guess, to do jewelry. So yeah, you are going to need sand mines, and since there is no desert provided, because we're getting a forest biome, and it looked like the other 2 edges were plains or something that were not deserts. So that's gonna be a bit of a disadvantage. I don't really suspect you to need like a crazy amount of silica either. But yeah, you will have some red timer sand mines. On this design, I did have a couple of panner houses just because they cast 1 shade, so I could have them closer to the panning sites. The panner bunker houses are more ideal though because they have 2 workers instead of 1, but they cast 2 shade. That's the only negative. And remember that the foundries cast 3 shade, 3 dirty, and I'm even gonna make sure. I'm almost positive that's the case. Yeah. 3 shade, 3 dirty. Now the forges that are next to the foundry are going to get their craft time reduced by 10%. So it does seem true that the green foundry NFT, the one that's coming out today, that one has a 15% craft time deduction, whereas the in-game foundry has a 10% craft time reduction. Not a huge difference, and if you're running arcane earrings, or especially 4 of the arcane epic earrings, that provides like so much of a craft time reduction that this isn't going to be as noticeable. But yeah, you will need a foundries to make sterling silver to make the lobster class, which I don't know if that was the case here. Let me actually look at the visualizer on this one. This was back when you could barely you could barely tell which ones were making which rings. Yeah, you were gonna need foundries anyways to make the heart clasp or the golden heart necklaces. Gold plated hearts. I never remember the name of these. Gold plated heart pendants. I'm here calling them gold heart necklaces. And the heart shaped print. There we go. The heart shaped print from the pottery shops. Geez, even I had to remember how to make these. Oh, there's the pottery shop. I was wondering, like, did I not have pottery shops? I did have 2 pottery shops up here. So they had energy supplied to them manually. And that's because I was making energy with the power plants. That's right. That's why I called this design no nuclear power required. Yeah, I decided to make this one without the nuclear power and just manually craft energy and take it to the pottery shops. That's right. I remember now. So since we didn't know the details for the next competition, I haven't done like any practicing. Obviously, there's not really a way I could have. I kind of figured it was going to be a jewelry meta because the green foundry was leaked. You know, we could see it on NFT Harbor. I kind of thought it was going to be magic rings, but like people have a point. We did magic rings not too long ago, so no way that was going to be it, right? So I'm going to try to practice the jewelry sets today. I feel like it's going to take longer than 1 day though. And I'm talking about my personal build since I tend to want to do my personal build now first before I do the no NFT build. So I'm hoping it doesn't take too long, but I have a feeling that it's going to take a little bit longer than I'm actually thinking it will. I think it'll take me at least 2 days, which means I have less time to spend on the no NFT build. Which I still want to try to do. I at least have something to base it off here. Because I will take inspiration from that design that I shared. Maybe I shouldn't aim so high though on the no NFT build. Maybe it seems like they're coming out a little bit too good. Right? People are complaining, right, that they're too good. No, just kidding. Well, I hope not. I hope people aren't actually complaining. I know some people will, but the majority of people seem to think it's useful, that the build showcase is helpful. Caveman says yes to Sterling. Yeah, I already read that. Citizen says thanks again for the save rod. That ban filter is harsh. Yeah, I was talking about that just a little bit ago. You just post a random GIF and sometimes it'll just auto time you out. All right, let me focus a little bit here. I'm gonna need oak wood to build the fish farm. I don't need the silo. Can get rid of all these. Hatchet Hank. Wrong one. Fish. So a little bit of gas. And I gotta sell a stack of shrimp too. Martin says I can complain. I did before. How can I help? Yeah. I know you're joking, Martin. Caveman Cannabis, hello. I said welcome for joining my Discord earlier, so welcome for joining the stream. Hello here, thank you for your help for answering my stupid questions. No problem, I don't think the questions are stupid. So, I mean, if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask. We're more than happy to help. You know, I think somebody helped you before I was able to, which is awesome. We always have helpful community members there on the Discord. I already placed it, what am I doing? Fish farm. Well, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. There we go. I was waiting to get the cash for it. There we go. Now I don't need the seaweed farmers. I don't need this. Well, I'm not going to in a bit. Puff passes Mark? What's up, Mark? You're saying because of the name. DeFi says no complaints. It helps players understand how the game works. Yeah, I think so too. It's kind of like a cheat sheet though. Okay, let me build one more. And let me put the water NFTs. Have I done this one on stream? I'm pretty sure I have. At one point, the daily challenges all got out of order. I blame the new team for that. I don't know what they did. So like, we still have like corn, for example, but it's not on competition day. It's on another day. Strange. And like Martin says, they probably don't care. Caveman says I kind of accidentally fixed it myself before I left the house. Accidentally fixed it? That's awesome. Usually people accidentally make things worse. Jarmon, more play to join the fun, the better. Yeah, although it makes it harder for you to get rewards, though. Possibly. It kind of depends on the way you think about it. But you know what? I'm just gonna agree with you. Sandula says, I don't think it matters. Some people find some daily challenges too difficult on competition days. I mean, if that's what you were referring to anyways. Juxie says 3 competitions in a row with a mountain, right? Yeah, you are right actually. They really love throwing the useless mountains at us, don't they? Because jewelry sets does not need a mountain. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't need a crazy amount of water either. Like the one river really helps out though, don't get me wrong. Part of that isn't gonna be that usable because it's right next to the mountain though. That's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, the mountain's just a hindrance, isn't it? Part of the challenge. Daily is just for dirt though? Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's that big of a deal either. In terms of the daily challenges being out of order. Martin says they throw mountains. Does that make need for NFT more? I think so. Because like the light circus would help prevent that, right? It eliminates the shade. It's a little crooked, but that's fine. I always have to remember, like, what haven't I placed down? I bet somebody asked that too, Martin, on the town hall sheet thingy that they post. You know, the questions that they're supposed to answer in the town halls, but for some reason they always come up missing. Because I don't think that got asked last time either. I'm pretty sure somebody submitted that question, but like it didn't come up in the town hall, if I remember correctly. They did talk about soil and how like it's still one of the top 3 priorities, right? Alongside with gems and fixing server performance, from my understanding. But they didn't share more specific plans other than that. Were you practicing this on like practice mode, Caveman, or on the competition? I'm not sure if you're aware yet, but the competition did end like 20 minutes ago. So like if you left your game running, it's just gonna have taken you to the main screen by now. But you'll be able to check where you ended in the competition. So from memory, what haven't I placed? The chicken coops and the greenhouse. It's very easy to say that the team doesn't care, right? Like, if they don't deliver right away, or like even if the team got replaced and somebody else was left to do all the work and they're not familiar with what the previous team was doing, right? Like, it sucks to be in that situation, it does. Right, so these got built. I should have turned them on a few minutes ago. There we go. Doesn't matter because I'm still gonna be waiting here for a while anyways. I can't really remember what else I needed to place down, so... Oh, the twin garages, that's right. I think that was it, because everything else is on the guild library. And my aquaculturist apartment. Practice on practice? Ah, okay. Alright, I see. Did you decide not to do the competition? Or is it because you started too late? Like, did you just find out about Townstar, or you've played before? Put row on autosell. Okay, I'm pretty much done. I just have to wait for the row. I was scrolling back to what you said, Spartans. If you have the boxing facility NFC, you don't need wood. This also assumes you have all green forges. But yeah, I think so. If you have boxing facility and all green forges, I believe you are right. 19 seconds. I just remembered something too. Not about the boxing facility. The details in the announcement. Okay, let me go back to this real quick. I already talked about the competition happening next week, jewelry sets, right? In case you didn't hear it. But in addition to the Gala rewards, there will be a blueprint NFT for the crafty glass factory. That means the glass factories will craft even faster, which is awesome. I've been looking forward to this one for over a year now. I'll be able to make my glass rush maybe like 10% or so more efficient. I assume it'll be, if I get the platinum one, it's probably like a 19% craft time reduction or something. I don't remember the exact number. Let me see if I can find another one. That's a legendary. No, that's no, that is a legendary. Do I have a platinum crafty? There we go. 18%. Yeah, it'll be like an 18% craft time reduction to the glass factories. That'll be great. So the stakes are higher for the next competition since they did confirm an NFT reward. For most people, not going to be that helpful, to be honest. This is more so for me. They made this reward just for me since I do glass rush all the time, right? But it'll still be nice. Actually, for all of the people that have the Crystal Sanctum, they're probably not complaining. They're not going to complain about this. It's going to help them out. Mr. G. Hey, Dub. Did Gala fire Duck Sunny? There seems to be no implication that that happened. Duck Sunny seems to just be taking a break or something. So I think I saw him post not too long ago. Let me check. What was the last post Duck Sunny made? I swear it was like yesterday, maybe even this morning. Yeah, it was yesterday. So he hasn't been that active in the Discord. That's true. Not as active. He usually isn't, right? But not as active as even like the week before. But he posted yesterday. For us. Yeah, he's usually the least active in Townstar also. No indication that it did happen. I mean, I suppose you are true. You are, that is true. You are right. Man, I can't even talk. Can't even talk today. I woke up like at 2 in the morning actually. No, that's a lie. It was more like 3 in the morning. But that's only because I went to sleep very early. I went to sleep like at 8 p.m. And I usually do not go to sleep that early. Honestly, I'm the type of person that goes to sleep at like 1 or 2 in the morning. So for me to go to sleep at like 8 p.m. or try to, tough. I woke up a bunch of times, but I just went back to sleep. And then by the time it was about 3 a.m., I'm like, you know what? I'm just not sleepy at all no more. So I just got up from there. Though I wouldn't really say I'm tired or anything. I haven't really done anything right now. But clearly, I'm not as energized as I could have been. Mr. G says, when Gala pump? That's what we've all been asking over at the Gala Gold channel, right? Since we can talk about price now. You sleep? Yes. Yes, I sleep, John Mod. Sandulama 5 a.m. demon? I don't blame you. Martin, wow, so late, why? I'm not sure. I got used to the night schedule. I used to work night shifts for a little over a year at a warehouse I used to work at. And from that point on, it just kind of ruined my sleep schedule, unfortunately. But yeah, we're talking like shifts from, what was it? I'm trying to remember. At one point, it was 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Or like 4:30 a.m. really. Eventually, they changed the schedule and it was 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. But yeah, these were late night shifts, and from that point on, my sleep schedule got ruined, but oh well. As much as I try to fix it, I have more energy at night than I do in the mornings. And before that, I used to be like, not really an early bird, but like, the previous jobs I had, I would wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to go to work. So it was like a complete opposite. But oh well, you know. Caveman says, I did the competition. I started a tiny bit late though, by a couple hours, I think. That's not that bad. And he also said, I started an account on laptop number 3, but never got to okay much. Maybe that he meant to say play much. I have a couple NFTs that I can't mint. I don't know how. Sounds like some kind of bug if they're stuck on Gala chain allowance. Let me go ahead and claim rewards. Okay. But have you played for a long time? Well, if you have NFTs on Gala chain allowance, you probably did play before, actually. Yeah. Sandula says, last night I went to bed at 3 a.m. and woke up at 8. I've done that, yeah. Sometimes I only slept like 3 or 4 hours, just depends. I work PM shifts, so I'm up all night and sleep all morning. Yeah, I see. John Mod, pro tip, dub. It's not ruin your sleep schedule, it prepares you for international business. Oh, that's one way to look at it. Sounds like an excuse, and yes. Caveman says, I didn't okay much. I think he meant to say play much again, but I could be wrong. So I am really a noob here. Upside number 5, as a disabled individual, collects SSI and hence has to alternate months between meds. Ah, I see. Tatooine says, have we talked how great that NFT video was? There you go. I hope you appreciated that video. I put a lot of effort into it, that's for sure. Getting all the footage for all the 40 NFCs, and even before that, I still had to work on like my decision on which NFCs to actually put there. And I know people are gonna say like, where's the Hatchet Hank? Where's the mazes, the Beacon of Light? That'll be a separate list. I didn't want to include stuff that was super expensive. And I know people have a point. They said, well, Nourish Barn is expensive. And maybe so is Light Circus, I suppose. That's true. But I feel like they're NFTs that are better to have first before you even consider even more expensive NFTs than that, I guess you could say. But hey, it's not going to be perfect, but I thought it was a good list. I think people will agree with that. The NFT video is very helpful, says Dini. Thank you. Martin says to bed about 21 p.m. That's, well, if you're talking about military time, 21 o'clock. Yeah, that's like 9 p.m. Wake up around 4 a.m. or I stay till 6 a.m. or go around 5. Okay. Sandula, John Mod, I can say when I went to Japan, it helped out a lot. Yeah, that would probably be an interesting idea. Because then it would make sense. Night out here, but early bird in Japan or something like that. John Mod NFT video is amazing. Haven't watched it though, but I find that topic really important for players. Yes. Plan to watch it while on the road tomorrow. Awesome. Caveman, autistic with several comorbidities. Now, I either don't know what that word means, to be honest, or it's a typo. But comorbidities, it's even hard to say. So just to be on the safe side, let me Google it. I see, I Googled it. Okay, I understand what it means now. One of which is insomnia, so one day I might stay up and the alarm goes off in the morning. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I had insomnia sometimes, but I wouldn't say like that's like, I don't think that's an actual issue I have. It's not. I do believe one time I had, I believe what is referred to as hypersomnia, which is when you're like sleepy all the time. I had that for like a week, and I understand exactly why I had that. Because like the week before, I barely got any sleep, and that was my fault. And yeah, the next week, I pretty much slept in like a lot. That did happen once. At least it was only for like a week, but I thought that was strange. I never had that happen before. That was some time ago though. That wasn't like anytime recent. Many NFTs I want. Don't we all, Dini? I mean, there are some people that are going to have late starts, right? Because they're not home or they're asleep. Like that's just the way it goes. It is a huge advantage to start right away, but I understand not everybody can do that. Tatui says, and the workers like twin tractors and ATVs, they didn't make it to the list. They are pretty good, but for the cost, I don't think so. I don't think they should make it on the list. There's other NFTs that are more useful. Like, are you really gonna pay? What was the cost of twin tractor? Like 150, right? Yeah, it was 150. I should know, right? I bought some. 150 bucks to save you from building 2 tractors, and also saves you 1 space because you know it's 2 tractors, but you put it in 1 spot now. It's not worth it for the average player. Or like the newbie, you know, you're better off getting full set of Miranda skins, 16 uncommon birdhouses, if you don't have that already. Now, if you already have a bunch of the NFTs that I listed on the video, right, then you can start, like, you're going to start considering other stuff outside of that, like the twin tractor or the multi ATV station, which I don't even have the ATV station. I do think it's fine, right? It's very similar to the twin tractors, but it is over double the price. That's the big difference. It's I believe it's like double the price. It's like 300 bucks if I'm not mistaken. So that's it does make a difference. You save a spot with the tractor for 150, you save a spot with the ATV, but that's 300, and that is crazy. Like it's a lot of money even just to save 1 spot and save a little bit of convenience. I also believe that the tractors get used more often than the ATVs, but it is very similar. I could probably look back at all the competitions, like check which ones use ATVs, which ones use tractors. I believe tractors are used more, but I'm not going to bother doing that. Somebody wants to figure that out, cool. But I'm just not going to go back and figure that out. I need to and want 20. Yeah. ATV was too expensive. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they were that popular because they were just way more expensive. The Hatch and Hank Juniors are so much more helpful because you always need wood, and the craft time reduction is amazing. It's not something that's provided in like the twin tractor or the multi ATV station. I call this the twin tractor. It's really the twin garage, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Enjoyed the video? Thank you. You are welcome, DeFi. Let me get out of here and at least load up the Forever Town, I guess. Town Hall should be happening in about 20 minutes, and like I said, that's the plan. We're gonna listen into it. Caveman says game tried to go to the main menu but got hung up. That's I would blame the game on that, actually. I wouldn't blame your weather. More than likely it was the servers, whatever servers they're using here, because that happens to me sometimes too. And I'm pretty sure like half the people watching the stream right now will tell you that that's pretty normal. That right here, loading to the main menu, 2 minutes later, disconnected. Gotta refresh. It might happen here, we'll see. It's happened to me a couple times too. AMA today, there should be, Martin, at least that's what they said. That's what they claim. Some people were thinking, Doug didn't announce the meta details because there was going to be an AMA and they wanted to announce it in the AMA. Just speculation, right? That's what we love to do over here at the Townstar discussion. We speculate. Not always positive speculation, apparently, but we do speculate. So now you guys are going to get stuck watching this loading screen right here for like 5 minutes. The tweets, the editing on that video is spectacular. I watched 2 times just to appreciate the work. I appreciate that so much, the tweets. I watch my own videos in the editing process at least 2 times to make sure that the editing and subtitles are correct and everything. Take some time. Yeah, the initial idea with that video was going to be like 20 NFTs, and then I just decided to bring it up to 40. And then I was kind of worried because this, I'm like, this is going to take so long, 40 NFTs. Also, I don't want the video to be that long. I wanted the video to be under 30 minutes. I managed to get it under 20 minutes. That was amazing. I didn't think it was gonna be that short. Oh, nice. I didn't lag out. Let's load this up. Why not? So yeah, I edited the video to be as short as I could make it, but still informative. Now, obviously, you're still gonna get the most information from the Townstar playbook, but like this is a YouTube video. It's more accessible to people. You don't need to like read things. You just listen. So that's the cool thing about it, right? And I actually show you footage of examples of how everything works. That was time consuming to gather. So yeah. O-Town says, Dub, can you mention that the tower snake priority is still broken? I saw you comment that just now on the Discord. You want me to mention it here on the streams in case Duck Sunny's watching, or Isma, which I don't think they watched my I don't think they watched the stream. Or you want me to mention it on the town hall? But yeah, O-Town says about the Tower of the Snake that it takes priority over all jewelry storages. I've heard that before. Essentially making it unusable unless you buy multiple copies of it. So the last jewelry competition, I did use the Tower of the Snake, right? It has a massive craft time reduction for the jewelry crafting tables, so like I want to use it. I had all my other rare jewelry storages next to it so that the storage thing wasn't actually like an issue, not that big of an issue. But he has a point. I've seen Paramin complain about this too, I think on the last jewelry competition. They do need to fix the priority of the Tower of the Snake to make it the same as all the other jewelry storages. That would be the most ideal situation. Because the way it is now, it can slow down your the way your design works, or even your production rate, right? Loading means refresh, yeah, sometimes if it gets stuck. That sucks, Caveman. Did you find out what the production rate was? Well, I mean, the competition already ended, so I'm not sure if you did. That's the risky thing. Actually, it's really risky to try to make a tweak, hoping that it will improve your rates, but then leaving your house or going somewhere else, so you won't be able to see if your tweak ended up working. You know, it's too risky to do that. I always like seeing my production rate like actually work before I decide to leave or go offline. I understand like that's not always an option because sometimes you absolutely need to go somewhere, right? Jarmont says, I'm buying a new phone, Dub. Do you have recommendations? My current one is starting to have screen burn-in. It's Galaxy 10 Lite, 6 years old. I think it's time. I tend to get a new phone every 2 or 3 years. I go with a Galaxy, yeah, that's the ones I like, Samsung Galaxy, Android phones. I like using the Fold now. I have the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Before that, I had the Z Fold 4. Unfortunately, it had an issue, so I kind of just busted. And before that, I had the Galaxy S20 Plus, I think. I still have that. I have 2 phones, actually. I just don't really use the S20. And if I do, I'll have it on the side doing something else. Any Galaxy phone seems good to me. I don't really have any other recommendation. Sorry for all the Team iPhone people. I mean, iPhones are okay, I just don't use them. I always preferred Samsung. How's your experience with the foldables? I enjoy them, really. Like if I'm playing games, and usually right now I just play like Eternal Paradox on my phone. But I used to play Genshin Impact for some time, and it was just a better experience. Or even for watching videos, I absolutely will watch videos on my phone. And with the foldable, it makes it a better experience in my opinion. Just like everything, you know, you got like double the screen space. It's nice. And it's easy enough to carry in your pocket, right? You're basically carrying a tablet in your pocket. That's what it is. It just folds, so it's more convenient to carry. By the time this finishes, maybe the town hall will start. You know, you guys don't want to see a loading screen. Let me at least bring this back up. Wow. Well, I'm covering myself up, right? My old self from a year and a half ago. But the lighting was pretty bad. That's just because I didn't have a good lighting at the time. Where was... There we go. There. No issue with screen after a year or so. I'd hate to migrate often. No, so I used my Galaxy Z Fold 4 for like... I think it was only about 2 years. It really didn't last that long. I think it had an issue with the motherboard. Like I tried to get it fixed, but they said you're better off getting a new phone because it was so expensive to fix that, which sucked. So I didn't have screen issues. I had some kind of motherboard issue with the Galaxy Z Fold 4 specifically. Z Fold 6, I think this one's not even... I don't think it's more than a year old. It's not actually, it's less than a year old. I have not had any issues with it so far. Can I show it on screen? I don't know if I can show it on... I can show it on the screen. White. Kind of looks like an iPhone just because of the white color. I have a transparent phone case. Samsung, what are you wanting for? Sponsor this legend? Oh, what are you waiting for? That would be nice, huh? You know, I could create a referral code thingy, or I think I probably have one, I just never share it. Anytime somebody buys like a Samsung product, I'll get like Samsung credit or something, but Well, I mean, I wouldn't use it that often, that's the problem. I would only use it if I get a new phone. I have a Samsung watch here too, I don't really use it anymore. I used to use it all the time at my warehouse job though. Need to charge it. Jarmod says, I was eyeing Huawei actually. I mean, the market is making me want to tempt fate these days. If it's a better deal, then sure. I've never tried their devices. So Barno says, my iPhone was stolen, now I'm using a Pixel. Was that a sign? I mean, I hope not. I'm sorry to hear that your phone was stolen though, that sucks. Caveman says, if you have camera needs, definitely recommend a Google Pixel. If you need it for gaming, I would recommend a OnePlus. Okay. When was your last time that you used your Snake Tower? For the last jewelry competition, we had one actually. I absolutely did use it. I had to go back and check which competition it was. Let's see, what was the last jewelry competition? And I think it was only one time, Spartans. No, that's not a jewelry competition. Magic Ring. Yeah, it was for Magic Ring, right? Yeah. Give me a minute. Let me look it up on another screen over here. Magic Ring competition. Downstar. Not the build showcase. No, I meant the competition stream. Sure. That's funny. That's not what I'm looking for though. That's fine. So what you're seeing here is a stream of a stream that happened not too long ago, where it was the Magic Ring competition, and this was my personal build. and I had the snake tower right here to the left. I probably rotated this, so I don't know if this was how the biome was correctly placed. But I did use the tower of the snake here. Did I not use another jewelry storage? Probably not, huh? No, I guess when it came to magic rings, I didn't actually have other jewelry storages. That's the only one I used. Because, like, that's the only thing that went in the jewelry storage, I guess. It was just the magic ring. I swear there was another jewelry competition where I also had rare jewelry storages, but I could be mistaken. Oh yeah, usually 10 or 20 minutes isn't like good enough to get you an accurate rate. Yeah, no problem, but I actually thought it was something else. I didn't think it was the magic ring. Was it the golden heart necklace? Was that the one I was talking about? No, why? This was last year. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it jumped like that. Let me go back here. Okay. That was weird. Nah, I just can't remember correctly. Yeah, I think the snake tower is only used in the magic ring competition, and this will be the second time it'll be used for the jewelry sets. Okay. Let me actually look at the visualizer, and we'll see what all the craft requirements are in the calculator. Juxie says, speaking of the meta, what do you think is best, building a wire mill or making jump rings directly in the foundry? Probably the wire mill. I only think the foundry option is better if you have passive silica. And since also keep in mind that the sand mines are going to be on a red craft timer, so that probably doesn't make it any better of a thing to consider. You're still gonna want some foundries because that's the only way to make sterling silver, but I would not use foundries for everything. Also, foundries are expensive and they're annoying to build. Wait a minute, it's the same biome. There we go. Mountain north, river west, forest. Yeah, sure. Forest east. Where's the oil seep? The oil seep's right there. Wait a minute. No, never mind. Forest east, so the oil seep is in that rock. So something like that, plus all the other buildings they start us off with. Okay. The 3 NFTs I had in my inventory are different now. What the heck? How's that possible? Alright, mostly I wanted to look at the jewelry set here. Alright, seems fine. $35 copper, 14 gold, 38 silver. That alone is 87 wood. And then the wooden box is 5 wood for the lumber, 2 wood for the wooden box. Yeah, I was just verifying what Spartan said earlier once again. Yeah, no wood would be required with enough boxing facility NFTs and green forges, which I don't even know if I could accomplish that. No way your town hall turned into a cat. There's no way. I don't think there is a cat in FC. No. Oh, you're talking about the Meow Match in FCs. That's what you're talking about in the inventory page. That's what you meant by cat in FC. Okay, if you're gonna work on your design or no NFT design, right? For those of you out there with no NFTs, one of the first things you should focus is your gas production, and then from there, try to figure out where your panning sites and tree farms are gonna be. So let me bring this closer to, yeah, this one. So the oil seep is in the same location. If you do want to somehow take advantage of that, let's see, 4, 3, 2. You would want the refinery in one of the spots that has 2 passive crude oil. So let's experiment with this a little bit. The other NFT is a flower storage. Those are really old too. DeFi, what do you hope to hear at the town hall today? Something new, really. Some new info or some... I don't even know if I should ask for a date. Because like 90% of the time that they give us a date, it's like not right. So it's kind of pointless. But at least some kind of screenshot or something of something new that they're working on. You know what? Let me just clear all this out. Yeah, let me just clear it all out. Oh, except for the oil seep. I don't care about the ponds though. And I know the town hall is going to start in like 2 minutes, so I'm going to have to go back to this later, or if I can, for a little while. But just thinking about the gas setup first. See if it's even viable to have a refinery here. Like, let's ignore the other stuff right now. Let's just worry about the refinery. I guess, yeah, let's just do that. Or what about, yeah, what about that? 4, 3, 2, 1. That means all these spots would have dirty. All right. So what if we had the standard gas setup like this? 2 water pumps next to the power plants. Then you have this setup right here. So you could have 3 spots in between them. Just an example idea right here, right? For the gas setup. Refineries cast 4 dirty and 4 shade. So you wouldn't want to have any... 4, 3, 2, 1. You wouldn't want to have any crops and stuff on these tiles. 4, 3, 2, 1. All these tiles right here. Which kind of sucks because it's like a good chunk of space. There is another way to do this too. And I'll get back to this idea, I guess, after the town hall. since it is supposed to be starting soon. Can I join it yet or no? I have to wait. Is Duck Sunny gonna be here since he's the one that created it after all, or are they just gonna have to start a new one? Did they think about that? No, I don't know if they thought about that. Something new useful? Not NFT, but what I don't know? Yeah, I am pretty sure half the town hall is gonna be like info that just got released, like the next competition and the next NFT. Oh, and where do I find Soil? I seen a video of yours and I think it said Soil can buy something too. The thing is, all of that is speculation. Well, they did tell us, at least the previous team told us. Hold on. Oh, I think you guys can hear it this time. Let me turn off the background music. They did tell us that you would be able to use Soil to possibly purchase new NFTs from the Gala game store. But Soil should also be used to upgrade NFTs. It's called Meow Match. Yeah, the cat NFTs are from Meow Match. That's right. Can I? Okay. Oh, it looks like Kate started the town hall. It should work. Hopefully, the audio works because it sounded like I heard something at least.
Let's see. I gotta turn on commenting here real quick. At the stage.
You guys should be able to pick that up, right? It's live? Yeah. It's live. Or at least it's starting up. In the background here, I'm just going to sell wine bottles. Oh, the NFTs are expensive, though. I don't know what you're trying to buy, but yeah. You can't see it, but I'm just going to sell some wine bottles in my forever town. Or Pinot Noir is what it is. We heard Kate? Okay. What link in announcement is not there? It's in the Gala Discord. Scroll all the way up and you'll see an option to join the town hall. Is it possible to share a link? Yeah, it is right here. Maybe that'll help somebody else. So here we go. And maybe.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. I'm trying to turn on the comments here so people can chat in the Town Star stage. Doug isn't here, everyone, so trying to sort this out without him. 1 second here.
Yes. Hello. How's everybody? We have 33 people who are still joining, so we can just wait a bit. Yeah, Doug is not here, so we're trying to. We're not struggling, but.
How do I join it now?
Some
it's the Gala stage.
Are new to
okay,
us, so,
I see.
Okay.
Yep, I got it figured out. 1 second.
It's another Gala. It's another stage. All right. I don't even know how to join it anymore.
I must say, I'm really sorry about my voice. We have in the South Hemisphere here, and I think I'm catching a cold. So sorry in advance if I sound weird. I know some people made the joke that I sounded like El Chapo on the last town hall. That was hilarious, by the way. I never thought that I could sound so badass.
Okay, as long as he thinks that's cool.
Okay, 39.
All right, can people send messages in chat now? Is that possible?
I don't even know how to join the chat anymore. What the heck? As long as you guys can hear it, but I'm not sure.
Cool.
Okay. I don't think I'll be able to show the comments.
Neff, he's the one that helped me with that.
Oh, I found it. I'm an idiot. That's what it is. There we go.
Cool.
I clicked the wrong button.
Guess we could probably start.
Yeah. We can just start. Yeah.
So you guys can see all the comments.
Welcome to this week's town hall. I'm Cade, and this is Isma. He's the team lead on Townstar. Doug's on PTO this week, so he's enjoying some nice vacation. And I'm filling in for him. So, well, I'll let Isma take it away now and go ahead and start.
Oh yeah, thank you, Kate, for that introduction and all the technical things you're doing behind the curtain. So yeah, we don't have Doug, and I'm gonna be the only one today. I promised you guys last time that we will be doing one town hall a month. I know it has been just 3 weeks from the previous one, so after today, we will go into that 4-week cadence. This was a little exception. Besides that, we're going to be delivering. I'm going to be try to be more present on Discord. I know you have been asking stuff. We have been seeing it, but we haven't been able to review entirely. It has been a lot of things going on internally, and I will talk to you a little bit about that. So we have some headlines from today. We are going to be discussing a little bit about the Tweety compensation. I don't know if you have heard, but the Walking Dead Empires game is going to be shut down real soon. There was a communication that Gala sent a couple of weeks. We have been working hard to make that refund. So you should be expecting those soon. I don't have all the details on that, but as soon as you have them, in case you actually have some Tweety NFTs, if you have the lucky of having one of our Townstars NFTs on that, you should be able to use it right off the bat. They're already in-game, so if you have them, you will be able to use it. So that's really good. As soon as you have them, you will be able to share it with your town. That's regarding the Tweety compensation NFTs. Other news, we have been working as well on a new ways of, let's say, we want to renew how we present and how we design some of the challenges. In the live ops, it's hard to keep up with the same structure, and I mean it's part of the game cycle to introduce variations, right? So we really want to do that, and we have been reviewing tech-wise what is possible and also what is also fun. And we are releasing soon. We have been working on that. It's pretty much done, but it's going to be released by the end of this month. It's called a Memorial Box. It's a box inspired on Memorial Day. It's a selection of 9 different. I'm going to share with you something.
I'm assuming that's a sale.
Let me see if I can share it here. But it's a selection of 9 different NFTs, and this will have buffs, different type of buffs. But if you have a collection, an entire collection, they will duplicate their buffs. So let's say, for example,
that's
the
smart.
Navy badge, the first one that you can see, the anchor. That will give you movement speed. But if you have the 3 of them, all of them will duplicate their buffs, right? So let's say the common one, it will be 2.5 movement speed. But if you have the other 2, it will increase to 5%. The other one is 3%. And if you have the other 2, it will increase to 6%. And all of these have different combinations, but they can only be stacked 2 times. So it's not going to be that you can fill your entire town with this. It's restricted.
Right.
The entire disclaimer on how this is going to work is going to be released on the last week as well, that information, so you can review it and see if that's going to be useful for you guys. We try to do something more atomic, so it's useful for more metas and not that specific. So we're hoping to actually see if you guys can manage to put it in a different metas and see how this can be evolved, because we don't want to restrict, let's say, meta-wise, we don't want to restrict it, but we need to have some limitations, otherwise exploits may happen. So this is the first thing that we're trying is a combination NFTs. We will have more in the future, but this is the first iteration, and hope you guys like it. I see some thumbs up and some hearts. That's great. Okay, this is the memorial box for the guys that are just turning in. Memorial box. I shared something on the chat.
Memorial
you can
box.
see if you haven't seen it. Okay, so another thing that is coming, it's the gems. I talked to you briefly about the gems. Gems is gonna be a feature that is gonna have increasingly more uses and more, utility. We'll release the first version of gems, so you can guys have buy some cash and also get some crafts inside the game.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be limited at first, where we really want to try it out first, but later on we will increase the utility of the gems by allowing you to use it in the dancer mode, cleaning soil, and well, there's a list of features that I don't want to reveal right now, but do expect to have something at the beginning and then increasingly having more and more in the next quarter. And by the end of the year, we'll probably have a more robust gem feature.
It's a work in progress.
Right? That's the expectation from our side, right? I'm sorry there. I needed some water. Okay. So so far, we have discussed about the 3D compensation NFTs. Those are in-game ready. As soon as you have them, you will be able to use it. A memorial box is coming by the end of May. It's going to be the last week of May. And also gems that is coming on the second part of June. Anyone speaking? Can you guys hear me? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Okay, so those are the big things that are coming like in the next month. What is not so advanced, I may say, it's about the soil and dirt. I have some questions that I selected from you guys.
Really?
And we will expand a little more about the soil and dirt, but that is not coming on June nor in May. Okay. We will have some answers though during June because we have been moving forward on that, but yeah. And that's okay. That's pretty much it about the updates. I don't know if you guys have any questions so far. All I hear is music. Okay, you're struggling with the audio. Okay.
Yeah,
guys.
that happened to me last time too with the audio.
If you have any questions, please just put it on the chat. Okay, so the questions that you guys. O-Town. Yeah, I actually delivered that question that you put on to the design team like a couple of minutes ago. So let's wait, see how they answer that, and if they do it during the town hall, I will just clarify to you. But otherwise, I will just do it through the Slack. Yeah, no problem, man. That's good. Okay, let's move ahead to the questions. Sorry. So there's a question from Citizen X589.
It must have been submitted.
The question is there a plan to address the noticeable performance and overall lag issues lately with the game servers?
I thought that was a priority.
We discussed briefly in the previous town hall. Yes, we have intentions to improve this, but I'm going to briefly discuss with you guys where are limitations right now. So the game was made in this engine called Godot, right? You know that.
Yeah, Godot.
But in order to make it happen, by the time it was built, it was Godot 3.5, the most stable version of it. And in that version, it was built the entire backend and server system. So we cannot just jump into the new version of Godot and remove everything that it was built. It has to be built again. So that's one limitation. It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's not like an easy task that we can do in a couple of sprints. So, and it's also pretty dangerous to do it because the entire game is running on that, right? So updating Godot is not feasible for us right now. The new Godot has server improvements. So what we have to do is to
there's a fix, but it would be too
what we can take from the new versions and what we can apply to the stable version that we have. And that's going to take us a while. But instead of doing that, we really want to just have gems working. We want to have at least the first version of soil as well included. And after that, we will align all our efforts into this lag server issue that we have been currently experienced. So we really want to work on it, but we don't have the hands right now to jump into that. So we want to make some advancements on the promises, and then we will try to do that improvements. Okay, that's regarding the Citizen X question. I have another one in here as well from Tati Gem. Can you please turn off the night light mode? It's awful. Okay, I didn't know, guys. I mean, this is not the first time that I see a comment like that. I don't know if the same person with a different name, but is it really that awful? We really like to have your opinion. I mean, the community opinion.
Some people don't like it.
Do you guys like the night light mode, or you would like to remove it or to change it? I know it might be hard for some color, and I don't know if you guys have some complaints regarding that, but is it really that awful? So please let me know. Do we have any questions from the community so far, Kate?
Yeah, I think they're asking about soil and dirt. I think did you touch on that or?
Yep. Okay, regarding soil and dirt, yes. So far we have been distributing dirt, and there was the promise to have soil as well. So tech-wise, what we would like to do is to all the dirt that you have collected, move it to soil somehow. So we're currently reviewing that. What is the feasibility of doing that? So all your dirt efforts will be included on the soil. It's going to be a permutation in obviously, but the details on that I cannot give it to you right now. But that's pretty much what the first step is going to be. We will remove dirt, and all the dirt is going to be permutated to soil. So it will have different utilities, and there will be removed from the game. So we will have no more dirt, and that will be soil, right? And that's coming after the first gems and after the memorial and after all of this. We will focus on soil. We will start doing some server maintenance at the same time, because there are a couple of things that are soil related that needs to be improved before we do these changes. So by the end of the quarter, we will have probably the first iteration of soil. I don't want to say specific dates because this may change. There's a couple of tech problems there that need to be resolved first, and not everything happens with magic. So we need to evaluate, and there's different teams on Gala as well working on that. But that's pretty much the roadmap for soil. First, remove dirt, turn it into soil, and do the permutation to all of your collective dirt that you have been
mainly with my orange town
so far. Right?
Good point, Tweez. I wouldn't know. I don't have an orange town.
Okay, do we have any more? So Citizen X, so the technical limitations are with Godot. Long row ahead without the hands. Thanks for. Okay, yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for the summary, Citizen X. Any other questions here? Let's see.
Did I miss something?
No more questions. Let's see if we have more in the chat. Whoa.
Or they're checking both the chats, or he's checking both the chats. Okay.
People are struggling with the audio. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so if we're still planning on maintaining the conversion rate, we need to see. We need to see, because there's some implications regarding how we can, how and what and when, and that will affect the value of soil as well and the value of dirt. But most likely we want to have the same as before. But
okay.
The specific details on that will be revealed before the update. Okay. Citizen X. Yes, agree on the light thing. Okay, we will review the lighting. As you know, as you have just mentioned, Godot 3.5 is the stable version that we're using. That one do not have all the pretty features that it has been added in the 4.0 and 4.2 and the new ones, right? So we'll see what we can do. I will we will discuss it with our team internally and see if we can replace that.
That's a good recommendation, Juxies.
Can the team post a single change in the downstream change log? Okay, we have been distributing a change log, but I think we can make a better job on clarifying that. Maybe a summary, like a bullet
point. Who are they distributing this change log to? Nobody has a change log.
We have a change log, but it's mainly fixes on live ops operations. But yep.
I see what he means. Stuff they don't share with us.
Let me just write it down.
Like code
so
crap.
I can do an improvement on that.
Okay. That's a different kind of change log.
Okay.
That's not gonna really help us.
The standing bug issues being addressed. Okay, so the current standing bug that we have been trying to solve is the
fireworks.
Fast forward. It has been
fast forward.
A nail biter. It's super tough. We have discarded a couple of things tech-wise that we thought it was happening, but it is not. So we are still figuring out what's going on there.
Jesus, probably something
but yeah, that's
really
the one
simple.
that we have been working on.
It's probably too simple.
As I mentioned on the last town hall, our first priority is always stability on releases on the live ops, right? So as soon as we have time, as soon as we remove all the fat, you may say, of the delivery of the release on each week, we allocate time to investigate these major issues.
So all their spare time goes to trying to fix this bug, and they haven't fixed it.
So we're trying to discard every sprint. We discard a couple of things and see if we can move forward.
What it sounds like,
this one has been quite hard to solve, I may say.
No wonder they're not working on soil. They're trying to fix a bug.
Okay, do we have? Let me check from the back. Okay, we'll see a couple, 3 minutes more. See if we have more questions here, guys, and we can start to wrap up. The competition before. Okay, will Downstar nodes receive any new utility? We would like to give more utility beyond the soil, the dirt soil, right? But that's a longer conversation, right? We, as I mentioned, we want to make it more stable and improve the experience of you guys playing the game. We want to introduce new variables and new things in the actual gameplay. Hopefully, things that are not restricted to any particular meta, so you guys can take advantage in any way you want it. And we also are bug fixing, and we really like to release Gems 0.0 and
Gems
Soil 0.0. So
I guess that means the first version.
Whatever happened with the nodes, it's going to probably take longer than that.
Okay.
And this is not a promise or anything, but something that it has been mentioned before, and we really like to tackle as well, is the upgradable NFTs, and that also uses soil. So it's part of that feature. Same as the gems, we'll probably release a first iteration of soil and gradually increase utility.
Trademark, right?
Where's the? I mean, I just mentioned it. Stability, new ways of play, more features.
Referring to the Zibor's question, I think.
Will there be more presence in the chat? Yes, we will. We will have updates. This is what they said last time from now on. So on Fridays we will be delivering some like bullet points on what had been worked on. We will do some.
I mean, that's what Miranda
introduction
does.
for our team. We have our lead designer. We will be doing some notes as well. Our PM, our art director, and me as well. So each week, besides the town hall, we will be delivering some information on how we have been working that week, or I mean, how we have advanced in some of these issues that we have been discussing. Okay, Okay.
That's a question
I
for
guess
marketing.
just a couple of repeat questions.
That would be the hope, but the last I think the last target for soil was the end of last year, I think, or the first quarter of this year.
So, okay, this is a question that I cannot answer right now because I'm not current with the design spec right now, but I can just put it here and just share it later. What is the answer? So if you guys can just leave a couple of extra questions, we're not gonna be able to tackle it today, but as I mentioned, during the coming weeks, we will be doing some job offs on design, product, art, and we can have those instances to respond to some of these questions. Could you please reduce the new? I mean, the NFT prices are relative to the market and many other things, so we can reduce them, but I mean, we need to make the worth as well. So
I do like how he says that, though. There's obviously a pro and a con to
most
this.
likely sold in Q3.
It keeps getting asked.
I don't want to like compromise it because, as I mentioned, there's a couple of links on this chain, and we're not fully in control of on all of those elements. But yes, sold most likely early Q3.
I'll type it down. That's what he said.
If you guys have for the May Mayhem sales, if you have some ideas to make it more attractive, please, everything is welcome.
Better deals.
Okay, I think we can just wrap up right now. So, okay, guys.
I'd be overpowered.
I don't want to repeat myself too much, but just to summarize, we discussed about gems, the 2D compensatory, what is going to happen with soil, and the new memorial box that is coming this week. Hopefully by the next town hall, I will have clarity on many of these elements and news regarding what is upcoming. In the meantime, we will be doing weekly drop-offs on Discord. We're not going to be able to answer questions on demand, obviously, but if there's something that you really want to answer, you can just wait on the next town hall and we can just do it live. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thanks. Cool. Thank you guys for coming, and see you guys on the next town hall.
Okay. Thank you, Isma. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Kate. Thanks for coming.
That's true, Martin.
Discussion
what you said.
Note them down and try to get to them. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.
You could barely hear what Kate said at the end here, but he was just saying if anybody has more questions, put them on Townstar discussion and he'll forward them to the team. That's what he said at the very end. Let me fix my background audio here. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, because the message is cut off here. Okay. I was typing some stuff down as much as I could so I can write an announcement on the Discord, and I'll just read that out again just in case somebody wants a summary here. But I mean, you'll probably just read it on Discord anyways. So let me copy and paste this. I'm sure I did not finish typing something here, but I feel like I typed in a good amount here. So May 16th for me. Yes, promised dates. Well, there was one new thing, though. It was a sale, so not sure that really counts. Yeah, that's gonna be too much money for even one NFT. Should I say Isma or should I say they? Because really, Isma was the only one talking. Isma was the only one that was talking on behalf of the Townstar team for this town hall. Just to clarify, I guess. Just fixing some of this text here. Okay, so this is what they said on the last town hall, but once again, they will try to be more present in Discord. This includes weekly updates from the team on updates in the game that will be shared on Discord. Well, they didn't actually specify this part on the last town hall. They just said they'll be more present on Discord. I don't think they've sent a single message on Discord though. But they said they'll be more present, and they seem to be reading the Discord. That they are. I do believe that they are reading the Discord. They're just not replying. And yeah, they probably are forwarding things to the correct people. But there's no replies, and I'm sure you all know we want some form of reply. It seems like that would be nice. Yeah, no problem, Tatweet. So this time my audio actually did work. Some of you guys had the same issue I had last time. So yeah, more presents. All right. They talked about the Walking Dead Empire's compensation, and this is because some of the compensation NFTs will be Townstar related. Most notably the Alchemy stand, which is, we talked about this last week, right? But the Alchemy stand is actually going to be a good one for some people because it provides mystic matter, and that is difficult to craft. There are other Townstar NFTs like the medieval Birdmaster skin, which reduces the wages of the farmers, I think, which is terrible. And the crow, which I think also reduces the wages or something. I think they both reduce wages. Those have terrible utility, but oh, and the castle, which almost nobody's gonna have, but it increases your silo storage by a tiny bit. It's just so stupid. But yeah, he was just talking about the Walking Dead Empire compensation NFTs and how they're gonna be available. Like, once you get those NFTs, you'll be able to place them in the town right away. You know, for those of you who happen to get those NFTs, I suppose. They talked about a memorial box, which is a sale that's going to happen at the end of the month. It's going to be a gacha sale by the sounds of it. It'll consist of 9 different NFTs. Let me see if I can grab the picture. I forgot to copy the picture because I want to include it with this announcement. Let me go and grab the picture real quick. Oh, here it is. I was wondering. It'll consist of 9 NFTs. It looks like 3 different ones with 3 different rarities, like bronze, silver, gold. I assume that's maybe uncommon, rare, and legendary or something. I don't know. One's an anchor, one is a helmet, and one is a jet, right? Like you could get one of Benefactor's jets or something. Somebody's gonna make that joke. Might as well. So yeah, 9 different NFTs. I assume you get one of them, and the gold ones are probably at like 1% chance or something like that. So they all provide some kind of benefit. We don't know what they're all gonna do, but he did say the anchor will give a movement speed bonus. The bronze one gives something like 2.5%. These aren't official numbers. He just gave an example, right? Like the bronze one would give 2.5% bonus. And if you have the bronze, silver, and gold, it would double their effects. So like instead of 2.5% for the bronze, then you get 5%. That's the example he gave us. So that's the example I'm telling you guys here, I guess. I didn't write all of this down on here, but like I wrote down a brief description of it. It cannot be stacked, so you can't have 2 of the same jets, 2 of the same bronze jets, and they won't stack. I will say nobody really cares about the sale, right? Maybe some players, right? But I will say it's smart of them to provide a set bonus because this will encourage more people to spend. The people that are gonna try to get this anyway. Like I would probably try to get this, to be honest. I don't know what all the utility is, so it's hard to say for sure right now. If it's like wage reduction, I don't care about that. But like maybe I'll try to get the set. Who knows, right? We'll wait and see. And we also don't know the price of this stuff. But yeah, I just say I think it's smart of them to do a set bonus because they'll sell more stuff. That is smart to do, but like people don't really care about the sale for this, I would think. So yeah, there's a memorial box sale. It's a gamble. And well, you know how we feel about gambling. C-Money says, yeehaw, I got 1180, top 1200. Last time I make my own from scratch. What is this from? This is from the town hall that just ended a few minutes ago. So I summarize it. I'm about to post it on my Discord, but I'm just reviewing it here one more time on stream before I post it. Because not everybody's going to listen into the town hall. And as I expected, there's not really like any new info, very little new info, I guess. Yeah, more present on Discord, we'll see. Caveman says, wait, Gala has a desktop app? Desktop app? Usually people just use Gala, I mean, what's the website? Games.gala.com? Yeah, games.gala.com. It used to be another website, but it's not used anymore. Games.gala.com. Do they have a desktop app? You know, I think they might, but I don't use it. Because I think if you download the launcher, it prompts you to download the desktop app or something, but I don't use it. I just use the website. DeFi says, well, there was some commitment to updates in May and June. Yeah, somewhat. So after the Memorial box sale, they talked about gems. You know, this is something they talked about last month. But they say gems will have increasingly more utility. So they're first going to release Gems 0.0. I guess they meant 1.0, the first version, the first iteration of this. And it sounds like the first version of gems will allow you to use them to purchase cash in the game, as well as some items, maybe lumber, maybe energy, wood. That makes sense. Hopefully you can't just use it to buy 4 cheese pizzas or jewelry sets next week, right? Like meta items, that would be pretty stupid. Well, that'd be overpowered, but like not in a good way. But yeah, that's the first uses of gems. I would expect them to also use gems to move buildings, but that might not be available on like the first iteration of this. And maybe like other features that we don't know about yet, or even just temporary buffs as was expected from Soil. So there's this. Also, like if you're wondering, like, well, what are they going to do with Soil if they're going to do all this stuff with gems? Well, you could just use Soil to buy gems, right? You could just do that. So it's the same thing. Gems just provides a soft currency within the game that you could potentially buy with other methods, not just with Soil. You could also spend Gala on it. So it's not going to be exclusive to Soil. Yeah, Caveman said when you said something about The Walking Dead, I tried to play it, but it's needing launcher to be downloaded. Yeah, I do believe that game needs a launcher. Oaken Shield, I bought one Walking Dead NFT from the store. Do you know if I qualify for the compensation NFT? Everybody that has Walking Dead NFTs before the snapshot happened, which was like 2 weeks ago, qualify. Shanrat says first release of gems. I'm sure this is at least the 3rd time they have announced they're introducing gems. The 2nd or 3rd time, yeah, you're probably right. That's it with gem. Oh, and it sounds like it's a work in progress, and they said it's expected to release mid-June. And so I did include that. Soil is not ready right now. Definitely not releasing in May or June, is what Isma said. So there is a fix to improve the game performance. However, they don't want to do it because they want to prioritize working on gems and Soil first. Because apparently the fix for the game improvement would require them to probably rewrite a lot of the code or whatever for the game to move into the more recent version of Godot. And yeah, they say like that would definitely improve the game performance, but it would take way too long. So that sucks. Like if they were to do that, they would probably have to like stop working on competitions or stop working on gems or Soil for a while. That sounds pretty bad. So that's pretty unfortunate that there probably won't be a fix to game performance right now if they're prioritizing more on gems and soil. They also said when soil's ready, dirt will be removed and you will receive soil depending on how much dirt you have. This is stuff we already knew, but people keep asking the same question there. The question about the conversion rate was good though. So more than likely it will still be 1 dirt gives you 100 soil. That's what the previous team told us. So it's not confirmed, and it won't be until like literally the last minute when they have everything ready and they're just about ready to do the conversion, and then they'll finally decide on the final number. But right now it seems like that same number should still be viable, but like anything's subject to change right before it actually happens. They're really struggling to fix the fast forward bug, they said. I'm assuming this is likely related to the enchanted fireworks set not triggering while offline, because they haven't specified anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They said it's a real nail biter, so that sucks. And I didn't write it down, but they also said they spend a lot of time on this. Like anytime they have spare time, because obviously the priority is still working on the new updates. They would like to give more utility to the Townstar node, but this is a topic for the future, basically, because somebody had asked a question, is there more utility for the Townstar nodes? They would like to, but not until later. Because gems and soil is prioritized first. And he did say soil most likely early Q3. And that would be, let's see, when is Q3? It's like fall? Is that what it is? July 1st to September 30th. Well, that's well, I guess it's possible since he did say not possible in May or June. July to September, early Q3 would mean July, but last time they said the end of the year, and then they said first quarter of 2025, and that didn't happen. Of course, it was a different team and there was a transition, but like they're not very accurate on the deadlines. If they're anything like the Miranda's team, they'll be more accurate. Like the Miranda's team's actually pretty spot on the deadlines. They're actually working on the stuff they said they're working on, which is cool. But we just don't know enough about this team, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and post this on my Discord for the people wondering where's the summary from Dub, right? He usually does a summary on the town halls. Let's send out the ping here. And yeah, people can read it from there. How do I get soil then? There's no way to actually get soil right now. You get dirt from completing the daily challenges if you have town point eligible NFTs, because the town points convert to dirt. That's the only way to get dirt right now, which will eventually convert to soil, and that would also be the way you get soil in the future once it's ready. Martin, I really sound like Lycan. He also says, so old team was able to fix something, new team is shit, basically shit. They're still releasing new stuff, but it does seem like they're really struggling to fix the offline bug, which really sucks. What have they fixed otherwise? I can't remember. I think they fixed something, but I really can't remember. The new team, I mean. What was it that they fixed? I don't remember. I think they fixed something. I just don't remember what it was. DeFi says, I did have to laugh at the thought that Godot is now limiting factor to the game after all the promises made about it. Yeah, that's right. The whole thing that it prevented cheating, right? Or at least reduced it greatly, as they said. I said I was gonna sell all these wine bottles and never did. So that's the summary of the town hall. Pretty much as I expected. Not really any huge new info. At least a little bit more dates. But like, I know what we want. We want, at the very least, the release of gems. That's some progress. But we want soil to have utility. Now, if they do release gems first, I assume the only possible way to get gems would be to spend your Gala on them, which I don't think would even be worth it, right? But they want ways to burn Gala, so I get that. And then eventually, once soil's ready, I assume one of the things you'll be able to do with soil is use it to buy gems. These are speculations, right? Because they didn't actually say this. But that's what I would assume. Hopefully, if I remember, it's questions that we can ask for the next one. Seen last 2 times, waiting 15 minutes. So you call them shit. What do you mean? Caveman, I meant her by the way, but yeah, just unable to get into play to earn gaming. Okay. The play to earn gaming in Town Star really comes from the competitions, not from the daily challenges. Dirt isn't gonna earn you anything until soil is ready, and right now the amount that you could be earning from this is very speculative when it comes to the daily challenges. Like, I'll still try to do them every week, and probably most of that dirt or soil I will use to upgrade my NFTs anyways, and then the real earnings come from the competitions. We all know this, like everybody who's actually playing the game and paying attention knows that the real earnings are from the competitions. Could be wrong. Maybe the soil would be actually worthwhile compared to the competitions, but I highly doubt it. I think the competitions would be the most worthwhile still. Martin says, by the way, it also shows how bad leaderboard is now. Seeing drop of like 600 happens, not just to me. To some people, I do hear that, but only a few people say that their drops are like massive, like 600 plus places. They actually should not be that massive. I think most people I still see the drops that happen are more reasonable. But who knows? We needed like a bigger sample size, right? Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, Martin. Some messages I do see. Some of them I probably didn't read, especially when the town hall happened. I didn't want to like speak over Isma or something. What was this from? Last one? What is this? I can exit out of this. Oh, I'm still in the Town Star stage? Oh no, I got kicked out. Never mind. I'm just checking Discord in case I missed something. Ah. They talked about a little bit about the mayhem cells. Like it kind of sounds like they don't decide on which 4 NFTs are gonna go on sale until like the last day or something. But it's kind of what it sounded like because they were asking for suggestions. And yeah, a good suggestion would have been to like make them cheaper and stuff, but they also said they try to price the NFTs according to the market. Because yeah, I know everybody wants them to be like 50% cheaper. This is a little bit problematic. Like it would be good, right? They would sell more NFTs. That's completely true, but it would also devalue a lot of other NFTs. So it's like it's a win-lose situation, right? And I don't think people will I don't think everybody will get that, because that is a better benefit to people who don't already have NFTs. So like if they keep releasing newer NFTs that are much cheaper, it will probably devalue a lot of other NFTs. Not completely though. So like if they release this Green Foundry and it was like $50, right? It might devalue some jewelry NFTs, but it still won't like completely devalue them. Like you're still, a Green Forge is still very good, right? Even though the Foundry could be like $50 if they were to sell it for $50. But some other NFTs, like if they were to release something that reduces the craft speed further and it's way cheaper, that could devalue other stuff, similar to how birdhouses devalued the corrupted packs. Not by a whole lot, just due to the amounts of corrupted packs out there, but it still devalued them. Let's go to the 4 cheese pizza build real quick before I end the stream, I guess, because that's probably it. DeFi, I logged in today at 145 and finished 202. Damn. I mean, it's still top 225, but yeah, I see the fall off. So Tweez says, I have one name to check. I saw someone climb out of nowhere and this person made top 100. How can I check the leaderboard to see if they are legit? Is there a way to tell? When did this happen, by the way, to Tweez? Was it like the last couple minutes of the competition? Like, it's possible they could have jumped out of fast forward, right? But is there a way to actually prove that for sure? That's the thing. If it's not showing up on the leaderboard in the game here, it should though. No, it should show up. But the only other way is to wait a week or so until it shows up on the Google spreadsheet, the one with the Town Star leaderboards. That'd be the only way. Oh, Isma actually did post on the Town Star discussion. Whoa. Whoa, his first post. Is it really though? Let me see. I don't think I ever seen him post here before. Wait a minute. I just realized something. Isma's not exactly new. Isma was one of the developers for the Walking Dead Empires. I just realized that. DeFi says that drop is normal for me, sometimes a little more, but it's around what I would expect. Jeff says, I was at 215 and also dropped 60 points, so sounds correct. It's much less of a drop at those levels being in 800 place. My mom was not able to get top 200 this week. So it sounds normal. At the top ranks over here, I only dropped like a few spots. And I haven't done like a competition where I got in 50th or 100th, right? So I don't experience that much of a drop off. Yeah, they build out fast and go offline until the end. I know there's absolutely people that do that though. They really take advantage of offline mode, which is cool. That's the whole point. You don't want to leave your computer on 72 hours wasting energy. Of course, I think people still do, but they don't want to have the game running for 72 hours. Figured I mentioned it. Not really important, but like just interesting, right? Isma actually worked on The Walking Dead Empires. His last post was October 28th of last year. And I'm not sure how many people saw the thing I posted on my Discord, but I think the legal battle with The Walking Dead Empires and Skybound Games happened around September. So that's, I guess they were fighting about some kind of legal breach or something. I don't know all the details, right? I didn't look completely into it. But the reason The Walking Dead Empires is being shut down, it likely has to do to some kind of legal issues or breach a contract, or they don't have the rights, the IP rights to work on the game anymore, right? So I believe that's what the issue was. I don't think they'll confirm it, but that's just based off some information that came out. But yeah, it looks like Isma was part of the Walking Dead Empires team, and he was actually like communicating with people on there and working on the game a bit before they paused the updates because of the whole legal case, I guess. But yeah, he actually didn't have a whole lot of messages out there. Like his first message was in Townstar last year for some reason. I don't know why. But like 7 months after that is when he first posted in The Walking Dead Empires as introducing himself. So yeah, that's interesting. Not a whole lot of messages, but he's not like brand new to Gala. He worked on The Walking Dead Empires for a bit. And like you can't blame him for what happened to The Walking Dead Empires, by the way. That's more like actual Gala, not whoever worked on the game. That's what I believe anyways, right? Who the heck knows? All speculation. Caveman says, my town stopped running in offline. Is there a difference between production online versus offline? It should be the same. If your town didn't work at all while it was offline, it's because there was already an issue even when you were online. That could have been that you forgot to put something on auto trade, so it jammed up your storage, so you never made the 4 cheese pizzas at some point. That could have happened. Or you didn't have enough of one item to make another, so it didn't make enough 4 cheese pizzas. There was something wrong there. That would have been the issue if it didn't work offline. Because if you leave it running online for like 2 or 3 hours and everything's fine, if you go offline, everything will also be fine. There's like one exception, and that's the bug if you have a full set of enchanted fireworks, but I'm not going to get there. Anybody who has a full set of enchanted fireworks by now should already know that bug with the Wizards Workshops. But other than that case, if you're offline and your town works, it'll work offline. I've not heard of an issue where it didn't. Unless somebody can say otherwise, it should work. Anyways, this was the obviously the town I built for the 4 Cheese Pizza competition, but I did use the same biome as the fish taco one. That's why the edges are not the same. But all the buildings are in the same spot, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's... yeah, they should all be in the same spot. Although, one thing I did forget, I mentioned this on Tuesday, right? I forgot to put... what was it called? What was it called again? Grazia Ristorante? There we go. I forgot to turn this on while I was practicing. 19% craft time reduction to Italian restaurant. That probably, maybe, could have changed something. Who knows? Who knows? But it was making the same production rate with these buildings, so whatever. Yeah, that's the only thing I forgot to put on in practice mode. It wouldn't have made a difference. I would have been top 25 either way. I did try my best and to hope there was a shot at top 10, but there would have been no shot. For jewelry sets, there's a chance, but the problem is it just depends on how much time I'm going to put into it. If I were... I'm sure I've said this before, but if I were to spend more time on my personal builds, I could do better. But that means no build showcases, no helping other people out, right? That's the trade-off, right? So I think I do very good with my personal builds, seeing as I usually only spend a day on them. Sometimes 2 days, yeah, but usually only a day on my personal builds. I don't think I'll be able to finish a jewelry set build today. Probably tomorrow. I'm talking about my personal build, which means I'll try to work on the no NFT one on Sunday. I think I will still do a no NFT build. It will be similar to the one I showed over here, the one that I did over a year ago. So if you want to work on your old build, I highly suggest it. There's no guarantees that I'll actually put out something that works, right? You want to gamble on me? Go ahead, but I'm not responsible if this is what you were hoping for. But this already is a good idea. You could do the same thing. Ignore the river. Build a couple more ponds. That's the only difference. Yeah, your production rate would probably be a little lower. If anything, honestly, there's a chance that I might just use the same build and ignore the river. There's a chance I might do that. It just depends on the time. Well, then again, I can't use the exact same build because the crafting recipe for lobster class is a little different. But it'll still be very similar. Right, we'll see. It shouldn't be too complicated, seeing as I already have an idea of what I needed to do here. Actually, I did have sand mines here. I did have sand mines for the silica needed for something. If only I could remember when the change happened to lobster class. Because maybe it already did happen. Let's see, let me scrub through the video. I was gonna stop streaming now, but let me figure this out. Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Did we actually need sterling silver on this one? I couldn't remember, Martin. For the practice server, I was pretty sure I forgot to turn it on, but for the competition, I did turn it on. Caveman, that's not really true. In order to do well in the competitions, you absolutely want to practice for the competitions, which means you want to play before the competition starts, even as a free-to-play player. If you're only playing the game when the competition starts, you could maybe still win. Usually it's the people that copy my builds that still do good enough to get top 1200 and win some Gala. But the true, like, the players who actually want to perform better and actually want to get better at the game, and maybe they enjoy playing the game more also, that could be true. They will play even when there's not a competition so that they can practice for the competition. Whether that's practicing their actual design for the competition or even their cash rush, either way, it will help them out. I did make sterling silver here. Oh, wow. You know, I might just copy the same build and see if it works the same. Given I need to put a couple ponds, right? This one did make sterling silver, which means probably that I made sterling silver for the lobster class, I'm sure. Too bad I can't really tell what makes what. Like, this is so blurry, I can barely see it. I can't remember, man. I wonder if it's on my supporter chat that I shared this. Maybe it would have been a better picture. I'm gonna have to try looking for that later, though. Yeah, I probably have to look for that one later. I just meant from an earning perspective, I was not including the practice for play enjoyment. Yeah, because really the competitions is the only real earnings right now. If you play every day, you'll get a free storage NFT, but those aren't really worth anything. And like, only 5% of them are actually usable, or even help you out, I mean. Like 90 or 95% of them aren't really gonna help you out. I think you told Scene you only need 2 potteries. Yeah, the 2 potteries at the top on the green craft timer, but you need to manually craft energy for them. The same design could probably still work. You just need a bit more ponds. But we'll see. Depending on how much time I have, I may actually try to come up with something else. Like, I was contemplating something here, right? And like, I guess I can spend like another minute here. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to ask. But instead of doing the gas setup like that, what if I was to do it I already don't like this, but let's see. What if I was to do it sideways? All right. Dirty. So these spots wouldn't have dirty on them. And then keep in mind there's a mountain, right? So you can't really use this space over here anyway, so that really wouldn't matter. Yeah. Whenever I watch the video, I usually don't even rewatch the build showcases, so. Let's see. Let me go back to this idea. It does kind of have a Minesweeper vibe. I also do recommend, if you don't know about the Townstar Planner, Caveman, I recommend checking it out. It does help you plan your design. I have a link to it in the description of my videos and streams. Okay. I'm not gonna come out with the full build like right here on stream, but like just an example of what might work. Only using half of this and using the other half of this. So just to try to make a quick example here of what I mean. Where's the water? Ponds. The panning sites need how much water? Is it 2 water or 1 water? I think it is 1 water. Just want to make sure. It is 1 water, yeah. In that planner, NFT refinery does need a road. Oh, but the NFT refinery doesn't actually need a road. I didn't know that it needed one in the visualizer though. There we go. It's just, for example, you have that many trees. I don't know if you need more width than that. And you would need copper, silver, and gold panning sites. I don't know exactly how much you'll need of each, right? That's just going to require some testing. I mean, you could look at the previous build showcase and get a rough example here. I had more copper panning sites than silver panning sites, and I only had 1 gold panning site in this case, since you only need a little bit for the golden heart-shaped pendants, I believe they were called. But for this example real quick, all of these spots have at least 1 passive water. So you could do this right here. Okay, maybe not that one. Maybe a road, boom, there you go. A rough example of what you could do. I am blocking some of it, so I'll take my camera off just for like a few seconds here. But there's an example right there. And you could work off this if you wanted to. Maybe I'll do this for the build showcase. But yeah, like I was saying, you want to get an idea of how your gas setup's going to be first, since we do have an oil seep. And then pay attention to the river, see how much of the passive water you can use to your advantage. Keep in mind we have a mountain on the north, so you don't want any shade casted on the tree farms or the panning sites. And you're still going to need to be careful about having like buildings close to the panning sites. I guess it's fine if you have some panning sites on like a yellow or red craft timer and it helps you balance out the production rate of everything. That's completely okay. That's probably something I did here too. At least one of the silver panning sites, or two of the silver panning sites here had one shade by the looks of it. Otherwise, it's actually almost all the other ones had a green craft timer, so that's cool. But yep, as always, something you have to mess with and tweak, as I always do with my build showcases, right? Try to tweak them very well to make an efficient rate. Don't know if 15 per hour is going to be possible, seeing as on this one I had 2 sand mines, and it was a desert biome, so the sand mines were on a green craft timer. Whereas we're going to have red craft timer sand mines on this, so you'll need a couple more sand mines. So I don't expect the rate to be 15 per hour, basically. I'm probably going to aim for at least 10, maybe like 12 even per hour. 12 per hour is probably still possible. But if I can just do 10 and if I don't get any further than that, I think that'll be a good enough build showcase. I would think so. But we'll see. Usually it's comes out better than I expected to. I don't know how that happens. It just happens. Martin says, or forget oil seep and go with oil pumps. You can do that, though it's kind of annoying. In this case, Martin, like we need pottery shops and we need jewelry crafting tables. They don't like dirty, so you got to be extra careful. And obviously the tree farms and panning site, they don't like dirty either. So you could do that, yes. If you have a NFT that gives you passive crude oil, none of this matters to you. You can do whatever you want. Have the gas set up next to the mountain up here in the corner. But if you want to try to rely on the oil seep, you are gonna have to think of some kind of strategy like this. This is what standed out to me. What it's looking like the best option here, because this will probably still get you all the space you need for the tree farms and panning sites. Like maybe you need another pond here or something. I don't know, but it's just a rough example, right? And Caveman says, are there other Gala games that can help me earn in Townstar? Made by mindlessly playing while watching TV. I will say I believe Townstar is the one that earns the most Gala right now. You can earn Gala with Champions Arena, but it's almost nothing, to be honest, unless you're like a top player, then you can earn like a couple hundred Gala a day, but like it takes so much spending to get to that point. So more than likely you're not going to make money playing Champions Arena at the moment, just with the way it is right now with the player base and everything. Eternal Paradox you can earn, but it's also not going to be that much, and it's not Gala, it's another token. And just to mention it before I end the stream, right? In case you haven't heard, Vexy Villages did say they're going to come out with some kind of competition system. I'm not sure when it starts, maybe it's next month. And it will be a Gala prize, and it will be in a leaderboard fashion. Hold on. Well, they said this is going to be the leaderboard, right? So 350 people. I don't know how many people are playing Vexy Villages, and also they haven't released enough details to understand how to actually rank in these events. I wouldn't even be able to explain it to you, really. It has something to do with pleasing the visitors in Vexy Villages. I don't even know how you would even please them. Like, I have no idea if there's a way right now. Clearly I don't play Vexy Villages enough, but like also there's just not explained very well. So yeah, I really don't get it. I mean, hopefully they release more details and I can look into it and like maybe make a video explaining it. But I mean, I see some people saying they have no idea how to play it. I don't have. I really don't know how to play it either. Like it seems pretty badly explained, and there is a bug going on where some people can't use their land or their Vexy, which I mean that sucks, right? Because that screws some people over. So yeah, that's the thing. You're gonna be able to earn Gala from Vexy villages, but like I don't even completely understand how. Hopefully we get more info on that. Even so, I don't think I'd be competitive in that game. Like maybe I'll check it out still once the competitions go live, just to get an understanding of how to do it. But I don't think I'll actually be competitive in that game. If anything, hopefully I learned enough to make a guide to show people how to do it. But other than that, Vexy villages, you just tell your Vexy to go get stuff and they go get stuff, and then a couple hours later you collect the stuff and you can use it to help you go get more stuff. That's pretty much it. Not much to it. But they do sell a lot of NFTs for that. Probably a little more than they should. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, if you do buy NFTs, whenever you buy them, you have to select if you're trying to spend Gala on Ethereum chain or Gala on Gala chain. Yeah, that's gonna be it then. I feel like Town Hall went kind of as expected. We really didn't know or learn much. Mayhem, not the Mayhem. They didn't even talk about Mayhem, not really, other than the cells. But the only new thing that I didn't know was the memorial box sale thing. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna work on my own build today, but I probably won't finish it until tomorrow. And then I do plan on making a no NFC build, which we'll see how far I get on it on Sunday. I think I'll be able to finish it. But that'll be it. Lately I've been playing Oblivion Remastered, so maybe until the update comes out here, I'll play it a little bit more. I still got other stuff to do though, so we'll see. But thank you all for being here. Rachel says thanks for hanging out. Of course, Rachel. Caveman says, what costs more, 100 USD or Gala or Ethereum or Town? Gala's like 2 cents, so 100 USD? If that's what you meant. Town doesn't have any value, by the way, just to answer that. Thanks, Dub, actual Dub. Yeah, no problem. Yes, have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you all later, of course. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.